One of the beautiful things about AI is that once you start saving time and you think about what to do with that time you've saved, you can then make a conscious choice to say, maybe we should think more about the way we cultivate relationships. Because the better you become at using that time in a way that strengthens personal relationships between people, the better you will be to then say, okay, suddenly we are doing different things with our time that underpins the very human thing we have. AI has a quite profound impact on how we work because it's such a general technology. So I think many of us have had the experience of opening a chatbot, typing in something, and then realizing that the answer we got was actually pretty decent. What takes time is then figuring out how you use it in a right way. That's why it's having a profound effect on what we do, because we are all kind of figuring out, okay, what do I actually use this for? And as we go and as we experiment more, we then find more things we can use it for. One thing is to be familiar with what the tools can do in your tasks. It's fine to go to webinars or courses about AI, but what really needs to happen is that you need to try it out on the task you do yourself. And that's important to get a sense of what you can do with the models. If you're not experimenting, you're not getting a sense of this. And the other thing is to think, okay, if I can see what's going to happen on the task that the AI can do or will be able to do, what are then the things that I should be able to do that the AI will never be able to do? An AI won't be able to sit in a client meeting. It won't be able to stand in front of my students. So those are the things that I think will be more important for me. Maybe that's the kind of things that you as a professional should think more about cultivating. In my own work, for instance, I found that there are some things that I can now outsource to an AI. I don't need to spend like 5 hours, I can now spend 10 minutes. But that time now is time I spend with my colleagues talking, standing in front of a whiteboard, going to talk to people, and that is something that I learn a lot from. One question I ask executives quite a lot is, do you have a clear idea about what activities in your organization only a human should do, and which activities it doesn't really matter? And I find that that's a very difficult question. So one of the first things to think about is, of all the tasks we do in an organization, what are the tasks that it really matters that it's a human that does the thing? Is it important that it's a human that stands in front of people? Is it important that it's a human that writes the email? And then there's a whole class of tasks where it doesn't really matter. But to be able to reflect on what is and what is not important that it's a human is the first step to think, okay, how do we then think critically about the way we use AI? What are then the human competencies we need more of? But that starts with that question.